It is essential to be up to date on happenings around you, and to make that easy for you, ladies and gentlemen, we present Freshlight, where we bring fresh newspaper headlines to the limelight. Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Watch, like, subscribe, and make sure your notification is activated on our YouTube channel. You can also like and comment on our pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Al-IyamoyeTv and radio.
Lovely Friday morning from this side of the loop, Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. I would say pleasant morning on the 28th day of the month of April 2023. I know you definitely must have had good cold night. At this side, it is showering. If it is at your side too, know that it is a blessing for you to step out and have a great day. But having a great day is incomplete if you don't get to tune or share our content at Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. You can always remind your friends and loved ones that we are available on YouTube with the handle at Al-IyamoyeTv, and also on Facebook. Yes, Facebook as you're watching us now, and with our handle Al-IyamoyeTv/radio. We are available on Twitter at Iyamoye and on Instagram at Al-Iyamoye. You can share this content for your loved ones to have a great day. So this morning, we're coming out with that avenue where we'll review the newspaper's pages. We call it Freshlight, where we bring fresh newspaper headlines to limelight on daily basis, Monday to Saturday. We save you the stress of flipping through the newspaper pages and take that responsibility of telling you how and when and where the details of the reported newspaper. I am OLUWAFISAYOMI, AJIBOLA. Let's go straight to business of the day on Freshlight this morning, where we'll be showcasing newspapers like The Punch, The Nation newspaper, Leadership newspaper, and Daily Sun. Starting with the Daily Sun this morning, we'll look at news covers like Court refuses to grant request seeking to stop censors. Let's look at the details of the paper. The Federal High Court Abuja yesterday declined a request seeking the order of court to stop the 2023 census slated to hold from May 3 to May 5. Justice Inyangeko refused to grant the application and instead asked the applicant, Mr. Omotuyi Ademola, to put the defendant, the National Population Commission (NPC), on notice. According to Justice Ekwo, counsel to the applicant has moved a motion for an interim injunction to stop the conduct of 2023 census. However, on considering the motion, the judge said he is of the opinion that the defendant should be put on notice. Court refuses to grant requests seeking to stop censors. The Sun newspaper is reporting that you can get the hard copy of the Punch newspaper or read online with the handle sunnewsonline.com. Still on the Sun newspaper, you will see HIPAC urges APC to zone Senate presidency to South. The Inter-Party Advisory Council, HIPAC, has urged All Progressive Congress, APC, to zone the Senate presidency to either the Southeast or South-South. National Chairman Mr. Sani Yabagi said this when he read the communique issued after the Council General Assembly meeting in Abuja yesterday. To ensure federal character as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the ethno-religious balance in the Senate President should be zoned to the Southeast or South-South geopolitical zone. The candidate that will emerge will address the required ethno-religious balancing in view of the fact that the All Progressive Congress APC National Chairman Senator Abdullahi Adamu, President-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, Vice President-elect Alhaji Kassim Shettima, and the Chief Justice of the Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, all of the same faith. IPAC urges APC to zone Senate presidency to South. The Sun is reporting that. We'll go for a break. We'll come back we'll look at other newspapers we have.
Thousands appointed severally in the bid to see those quack in the traveling agency business. It is a rocket science. That is not our case. At TauSAF, we have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal. At TauSAF and Tour, our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and your visa for you to UK, USA, and Chemical of an Muslim faithfuls. What's out us at the street behind 1300806 money. Pay TauSAF Travels pointed secret in a part-time case. We have in-depth to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want a visa?
Clothing Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original ṣíkà ti ọjọ́, designer sunglasses and perfumes pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àti gbà. Mo débẹ̀ ojú mi ń ṣe ni èmi ni ó rà, èmi ni ó mú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn pa fashion tẹ wá nílò jàlábíà, hijab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi. House of Zayana wà ní 52 Ọlọ́run ṣògo adjacent Redeemed Parish Ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta. Lórí Instagram 081656886 Zayana. Ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń ṣọ àti nǹkan aṣaralóge tí ń gbéni níyì.
Good morning and welcome to Freshlight. My name is Lima.
Okay, we're still on the Sun newspaper, and we have this one: Senate presidency race. Tinubu reject APC National Working Committee push for South.
The Senate presidency race. Tinubu rejects APC NWC push for South. The president-elect AJIBOLA Tinubu held with the leadership of All Progressive Congress (APC) and some National Assembly members over the zoning of the leadership of the incoming 10th National Assembly. It was gathered that Tinubu told the meeting that he was only disposed to having the number of 3 office zones to the south and not to any particular zone. According According to competent sources, Tinubu said since APC members stood up for zoning of the presidency to the south and not any of the 3 zones in the area, which produced him as presidential candidate and president-elect, it was wrong to propose zoning the post of Senate president to south-south only. To read more of this story, you can get it on Punch newspaper.
The Sun newspaper asks this: don't abandon Buhari for May 29. Adamu begs Nigeria. National Chairman of All Progressive Congress APC, Abdullahi Adamu, has appealed to Nigerians not to withdraw their support for President Muhammadu Buhari when he leaves office on May 29. Adamu spoke yesterday when members of the pro-democracy group, the Natives, paid him a solidarity visit at the APC National Secretariat in Abuja. He said having visited the president-elect Bola Tinubu twice since he returned from France, he was in a position to confirm that he is hale and healthy and ready to work. Adamu, while thanking the group for supporting the party's candidate victory, he urged them not to abandon Buhari after the exit from power on May 29. Don't abandon Buhari after May 29, Adamu begs Nigerians.
We're still in Sun newspaper. We have Uzodinma best option for Imo for now. Uba says, the People's Redemption Party, PRP, Imo State governorship candidate. In 2019, a United States-based Dr. Nathaniel Uba has endorsed Governor Hope Uzodinma. According to Uba, it is evident from the performance of Governor Hope so far that his administration has taken a far-reaching measures to reach Imo State back to the path of glory in areas of economic recovery, security, infrastructures, most importantly, and connecting the state and entire southeast to the center. And of course, it has some gains considering the state and southeast stand to get from the government at the center, which is ruling party. He said the governor is only endowed with sharp and analytical mind, which it is perhaps the most important intelligent governor that Imo State He is perhaps the most intelligent governor that Imo has ever had or will have in foreseeable future. To read more of this story, go to Sun newspaper. That is where you get it from. You can get the hardcover or you can read through the Sun newspaper.
Okay, going to the Nation newspaper. Sudan crisis. First batch of returnees expected today. The airlifting of Nigerians who left Sudan for Egypt is expected to begin today. 13 buses conveying them safely arrive at the Aswan border, which is between Egypt and Sudan. Because the borders was closed when the convoy got there, they will leave early today for the airport from where they will be flown to Nigeria. The non-stop flight time between Cairo and Lagos is 6 hours. The remaining 7 buses are getting set to leave. Chairperson of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiriwa, who provided the update, confirmed that some of the buses stopped midway into the journey. The drivers refused to continue because they were allegedly not paid, but the issue was resolved. Okay, the Nation has this. Sudan crisis. First batch of returnees expected today. The Nation newspaper is reporting that. Also on the Nation newspaper, you will see mixed reactions. Trail subsidy removal shift. The Nigerian Labour Congress and the Nigerian Employers Consultative Association yesterday welcomed the decision by the National Economic Council to temporarily halt the planned removal of petrol subsidy in June. Okay, the details also has it that the NEC in its validatory section in Abuja resolved to form an expanded committee to look at the process for the removal of subsidy to avert hiccups in its implementation. The latest stoppage of the subsidy removal makes it the second time in the last 2 years that the Muhammadu Buhari administration has changed its mind about the policy. Mixed reaction, trail subsidy removal shift. The Nation newspaper is reporting that.
Alright, also on newspaper, the Nation newspaper, why Tinubu flawed Atiku obeyed by President Buhari. I'll take it again. Why Tinubu floored Atiku Obi by President Muhammad Buhari? The president criticized the PDP and LP for relying on external backers. Speaking of APC governors during a visit to his residence at Aso Villa, he said they were already telling their foreign backers that they would defeat the APC. He added, "Our party blended confidence with caution. We worked hard and won. Now their overconfidence is creating more problems for the opposition than anyone else. They are finding it hard to convince those who supported them from outside why they are unable to beat us." Speaking further on the election, the president added an important reason he congratulates Asiwaju Tinubu on winning in that the opposition that got support and falsehood from outside and went on to create impression that they will win. They will defeat us. He more wrong could anyone could be, he asked. Also, the governors also met with Tinubu and Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima at the President-elect residence, where he urged them to remain on the same page with the party leadership in plan for the election of the principal officers for the National Assembly. He explained that Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje had equally done the same thing, and he did not elaborate on this. To get more of this story, you can go to the Nation newspaper. That is where we have it this morning.
48 million barrels of crude oil not missing, Malami tells reps. Still on the Nation newspaper, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami SAN, yesterday dismissed allegations of missing 48 million barrels of crude oil valued at about $2.4 million. Speaking when he appeared before the House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the alleged missing crude, he said probes ordered by his office established a case of fraud against those who raised the allegation. Excuse me. He said he wanted to be paid by the government for recoveries not made. You can read details. 48 million barrels of crude oil not missing. Malami tells reps. The Nation newspaper has the details. Okay, also on the Nation newspaper, new Alaafin likely next month, says Kingmaker. The Iba Samu of Koyok Empire, Chief Lamidi Oyewale, who is one of the Oyemesi kingmakers in Oyo town, said yesterday that the new Alaafin of Oyo would emerge before May 29. He said the delay in the ongoing process to choose the new monarch was to have a rank-of-free coronation. There was rumor on social media on Wednesday that one of the contestants for the Alaafin stool, Prince Lukman Mafujudola Agbadegeshin Agunloye, has been appointed as the new monarch. But the Oyo State government, through the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun, said no one had been chosen or recognized as the new Alaafin of Oyo. Speaking in Oyo Town at the one-year remembrance prayer for the late Obalamidi Adeyemi, Chief Oyewale urged people to be patient for God to choose for them so that they would not be in any problem when the new king eventually emerged. New Alaafin likely next month, says Kingmaker. The Nation newspaper has the details.
Also on the Nation newspaper, coalition backs party chief for Senate president. All Progressive Congress APC Southwest Coalition Group has declared its support for Senator Sani Musa to become president of the 10th Senate. At a news conference, Group Coordinator Ade Ifeshile said Musa's qualities and leadership skills will help him apart and galvanize support for his candidacy. Ifeshile described Musa as a high-ranking senator in terms of bill passed in the House with 5 sponsored bills, and for him to be consistent in the progress.
Okay, going to Leadership newspaper, you will see this. APC Vice Chairman drags Sadamu to court over a breach of party constitution. The leadership is reporting that a member of the National Working Committee (NWC) of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC), Saliu Mo Lukman, has dragged the party's national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, to a federal high court over alleged breach of the party's constitution. Lukman, who is also the party's national vice chairman Northwest, has also written an official letter to inform President Muhammadu Buhari and the President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu about the development. Apart from Adamu, who is the second defendant in the matter, others are the All Progressive Congress (APC) first defendant, Senator OLUWAFISAYOMI third defendant, and the Independent National Electoral Commission fourth defendant. APC Vice Chairman drags Adamu to court over breach of party's constitution. The leadership has the details. Also on leadership, no missing 2.4 billion crude oil revenue, Malami tells reps. Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation (AGF), Abubakar Malami, has described as malicious and unfounded claims that the country lost over 2.4 billion naira revenue from alleged illegal sales of 48 million barrels of crude oil exported in 2015 to China. Malami faulted the allegations while appearing before the ad hoc committee investigating the alleged sales of 48 million barrels of crude oil, amounting to over 2.4 billion, and crude oil exports to global destination from 2014 to date. No missing 2.4 billion crude oil revenue, Malami tells reps. Leadership has the details.
APC mobilizes smooth transition. All Progressive Congress (APC) sought the support of pro-democracy group, the Native, for the smooth transition between the outgoing administration of President Muhammadu Buhari and the incoming government of President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The party national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, stated this when he addressed a crowd of members of the Natives who were on solidarity walk to the national secretariat of the party. The Natives have over 20 million members from all the tribes, ethnic nationalities, and all religious groups across the country. Addressing members of pro-democracy group, Adamu, however, noted that the loyalty to President Buhari should not extinguish on May 29. He said, "We want your continued support for us and the incoming government. We want your support to ensure our transition is smooth and peaceful. We want President Muhammadu Buhari to hand over safely by the end of May 29. Buhari has led us to this victory." To read one of this story, you can go to the leadership program, leadership newspaper. APC mobilizes for smooth transition.
NANS issues 7-day ultimatum to multi-choice over fees hike. The National Associations of Nigerian Students (NANS) has given 7-day ultimatum to the management of multi-choice to jettison its planned hike in subscriptions fee or face the wrath of Nigerian students. The Vice President External Affairs (NANS), Akintaye Babatunde Hafiz, who made this known to leadership, cited the additional hardship the hike will bring on Nigerians as reason for the ultimatum. According to NANS, the planned hike is considerate of the current economic realities, whereby most Nigerians are finding it tough to live comfortably. Recall that the announced Southwest Zone, in reaction to the planned hike on DSTV and GoTV subscription rate by Multichoice Nigeria, vowed to embark on protest if they should go ahead with the planned hike. NANS issues 7-day ultimatum to Multichoice over fees hike. Leadership as that. And lastly, on leadership newspaper, energy transition, Oshibajo tax NNPC on green hydrogen development. Vice President Yemi Oshibajo has charged the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to work on the development of green hydrogen as another energy source as the clamor for energy transitions gathers steam globally. The Vice President also said that AC transition from fossil fuel will lead to long-term job losses for Nigeria. Professor Yemi Oshibajo spoke at the launch of the book titled Understanding Natural Gas, a Nigerian Perspective in Abuja yesterday, said no nation is yet to develop solely on renewable energy, as the advocates of net zero are pushing Nigeria and other countries to abandon the oil and gas resources. Energy transition, Osibajo tags an MPC on green hydrogen development. That is on Leadership newspaper.
Lastly, on Leadership newspaper, federal government raises import tariff on rice wheat. Federal government raises import tariff on rice wheat. The federal government has revised import adjustment tax (IAT) for implementation of ECOWCET ECO-GET 2022 to 2026, raising tariff on importation of rice as well as wheat. The 2023 revised document raised tariff on rice packing of more than 5 kg or in bulk, or in packing of 5 kg or less to 6% from 50%. Similarly, the importation of wheat or maize flour now attracts 70% tariff as against 50 in 2022 to 2026 ECOWAS set. This was stated in a document by the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed. The document titled Revised Import Adjustment Tax (IAT) for the implementation of ECOSET 2022 to 2026, 2023 fiscal policy measure, according to the reported by Leadership newspaper. Federal government raises importation tariff on rice and wheat. You get it on Leadership newspaper.
Going to the Punch newspaper, the last newspaper for the day. National Assembly leadership, Tinubu government dumps consensus for zoning. The president-elect AJIBOLA Tinubu has admonished the All Progressive Congress governors to work with the party to avoid precipitating a leadership crisis in the National Assembly. Tinubu asked the Governor Nasiru El-Rufai Kaduna, Opuzodima Himo, and others to work with the party leadership and lawmakers on the elections of the principal offices of the National Assembly. The ex-Lagos State Governor spoke on Thursday during a meeting with the Progressive Governors Forum members who visited him at the Defense House in Abuja, according to a statement by his media head, Tunde Rahman. The Punch learned that the president-elect agreed with the suggestion of the governor that a consensus candidate should not be picked, rather the position should be zoned. National Assembly leadership, Tinubu governors dump consensus for zoning. You will see that on the Punch newspaper. Also on the Punch newspaper, over 60,000 soldiers recruited under my watch, says Buhari. The President Muhammadu Buhari says over 60,000 soldiers were recruited under his watch, saying his administration funded the military to ensure an increase in the fighting power of the Nigerian army. Buhari said this at the Nigerian Army Trooping and Presentations of Colors Parade 2023 on Thursday at Eagle Square in Abuja. Other dignitaries present are the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabor, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, and Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba. Also in attendance were the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Oladayo Mao, the Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Howard Gambo, the Senate President, Ahmed Lawal, members of the National Executive Council, among others. Over 60,000 soldiers recruited under my watch, says Buhari. The Punch has the details.
Also on Punch newspaper, no government can solve all problems, says Ezekwesili. A former Minister of Education, Obiageli Ezekwesili, says no single of government is capable of solving all the problems of the country alone. Ezekwesili, who is the convener, Fixed Policies and founder, School of Politics, Policy and Governance, says citizens must be part of the process of solving problems in society. He said this when her team at the Human Capital Africa and Accountability Initiative paid a visit to Non-Forgotten Initiative School, a non-profit school set up for providing free access to education in Abuja. He The HCA donated 2 million naira and adopted the School for Intervention programs as part of activities to mark Ezekwesili's 60th birthday, while applauding the founder of the school, Tosin Adeniyi, for coming up with the initiative as part of efforts to reduce the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria. Ezekwesili lamented that the classic failure in governance suggests that citizens must also play their own role in developing society. She said, "There is a classic failure in governance that creates the kinds of problems and situations we have in the areas of delivery of basic service like education and health to our citizens. No government can solve all problems," says Ezekwesili. For read more of this story, you can get it on the Punch newspaper.
Supreme Court OK's FG moved to file 9 fresh grounds against Kano. The Supreme Court on Thursday okayed the request by the federal government to file additional 9 grounds in its appeal against the embattled leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. The ruling followed an application moved by counsel for the federal government, Tijani Ganzadi, SAN. Ghazali equally sought an adjournment to respond to Kanu's request to be transferred from the detention facility of the Department of State Services to the Kuje Correctional Center. Supreme Court OK's FG's move to file 9 fresh grounds against Kanu. The Punch has the details. FG vows stiffer sanctions for expatriate quota abuse. The federal government has expressed worry over the lingering abuse of the expected quota policy by local and foreign companies, saying stiffer punishment should be meted out to violators. Expected quota is an approval granted to companies by the government to allow them to engage foreigners with technical competence in areas that may not be readily available in the country for a given period. The Chairman Task Force on Expected Quota Administration in Nigeria under the Ministry of Interior, Bola Ilori, said this to newsmen after he led a delegation of inspection of some companies in Rivers State on Wednesday. FG vows stiffer sanctions for expected quota abuse. The Punch has the details.
Adegoke's death. Court reserved judgment in Adedoyin. Orders trial. The Osun State Chief Judge, Justice Adepele Ojo, has reserved judgment in the case of Timothy Adegoke, a master's student of the Obafemi Awolowo University who died in controversial circumstances at Hilton Hotel, Ile-Ife in November 2021. Adegoke, who reportedly arrived at the hotel on November 5th, was founded on November 6, 2021 in his room, leading to the arrest of the hotel owner, Dr. Ramon Adedoyin, and 6 workers of the hotel. Adedoyin and the 6 workers, Magdalene Chifena, Adeniyi Aderogba, Oluwole Lawrence, Oyetunde Kazeem, Adebayo Kunle, Adedeji Adesola, was arraigned on 18 counts bordering on murder, conspiracy, and felony by the state. They all pleaded not to guilt all the charges. At the resumed hearing of the matter on Thursday, the prosecution and the defense adopted their final written addresses and canvassed concluding arguments. In his submission, Adedoyin's lawyer, Mr. Yusuf Ali San, argued that there was no link between his client and Adegoke's death, beyond being the owner of the hotel where the death occurred. Ali, who insisted that there was no vicarious liability in law, argued that the charges against his clients and the other defendants were based on suspicion and asked the court to discharge and acquit them. Similarly, the counsel for the workers, Muritala Abdulrasheed, SAN, Dr. Roland Otaru San, and Dr. Okonita also asked the court to dismiss the charges and set their clients free, contending that there were no compelling facts linking them to the crime. Adegoke's death. Court reserved judgment in Adedoyin. Orders trial. You can find this on Punch newspaper.
Nigerian woman in UK on trial for stabbing son to death. The Nigerian woman OLUWAFISAYOMI, 42, from Cardiff, is facing trial in the United Kingdom for 2 counts of manslaughter and child cruelty relating to the death of her 3-year-old son, Taiwo Abubakar. OLUWAFISAYOMI, accused of killing her 3-year-old son through religious fasting, told police she had locked herself away during the COVID-19 pandemic, according to Mail Online. She's been tried before the Cardiff Crown Court, where it was revealed that the police forced entry to her flat in Cartier's area on June 29, 2020, after a friend raised concern for her welfare. OLUWAFISAYOMI, who was thin, malnourished, and dehydrated, was found lying on the sofa bed next to the body of her son, Taiwo. Nigerian women in UK on trial for stabbing son to death. Metro page of The Punch is reporting that man beats neighbors to death in uncompleted building. A 31-year-old man, Monsuru Babatunde, was on Thursday remanded in the Koyi Correctional Center by Yaba Magistrate Court for alleged murder of one Aziz Mbolaji. Babatunde was remanded by Magistrate P. Nwaka on 2 counts of conspiracy and murder. The defendant and his friends, still at large, were said to have taken the deceased to an uncompleted building on August 7, 2023, on August 7, 2022, around 10:20 p.m. at the Asheji Ogombe area of the state and beat him, leaving him unconscious. Mobalaji was said to have died shortly after the beating. Man beats neighbors to death in uncompleted building. The Punch has it on the Metro page.
Alright, we are still on The Punch and it's Metro News. Woman abducts 2 siblings in Lagos community. A 38-year-old man, Muhammad Abu, was on Thursday arraigned before the Ogba Magistrate Court sitting in Ikeja area of Lagos State for allegedly abducting 2 children, Juliana and Joy Jude, in Alakuko area of the state. Abu was arraigned on April 27, 2023 before Magistrate E. Kubenje. Is facing 1 count bordering on adoption for allegedly luring the 2 children to her house in the new Abule area of Ogun State. The police prosecutor, Superintendent of Police Kehinde Ajayi, told the court that the defendants committed the offence on April 21, 2023. The charge read that Muhammad Abu, on April 21, 2023, around 10 p.m. at number 9 Alhaji Afolabi Street, Alakuko State, in the Ikeja Magistrate District, committed an offence punishable under section 277 1A and B of the Criminal Laws of Lagos State of Nigeria 2015. The magistrate court granted the defender bail in the sum of 100,000 with 2 sureties in like sum, noting that the sureties must be gainfully employed and must present tax clearance. The case was adjourned till May 30th, 2023. To read more of this news, you can go to Punch newspaper on the Metro News.
Okay, last column to look at this morning is sport on Punch newspaper. Valencia gained crucial win in Liga Survivor Battle. Valencia youngster Javi Gorella struck a vital stoppage time to help his side beat Real Valladolid 2-1 on Thursday and climb out of the Liga's relegation zone. Loichi produced a fine comeback as Mastella to pull themselves towards safety, up to 16th, 2 points above the bottom 3. Espanyol 19 sunk deeper into the mare with a 4-2 defeat by Villarreal. Valencia gained crucial win in Liga Survivor Battle. The Punch has that sports story. And the last one for Freshlight today. Refs attack, Ogun FA demands more security presence. The Ogun State Football Association has called for more security personnel to be deployed to stadia during league matches to ensure the safety of match officials and football fans. The chairman of the state FA, Ganiu Majelodunmi, made the demand while speaking to journalists on Thursday after the association's congress held at the FA House in Abeokuta, the state capital. Refs attack, Ogun FA demands more security presence. The Punch is reporting the sports story. On that note, we say thank you for listening and watching News Freshlight this morning. Let's again do it tomorrow, which will be the last for the week. Don't forget, 8:15 to 9 o'clock is when you would have the opportunity of listening to Freshlight. I remain OLUWAFISAYOMI AJIBOLA, and do have a great day.
Don't forget to always turn on your notification button on our YouTube page, on Facebook, and we're also on Instagram for more of our programs. I still remain Suleiman Riskas Fumilayo. Bye-bye.